This is Midweek Politics with Dave Pakman.
Welcome to the show. I'm David Pakman. I'll be with you for the next hour. If you don't recognize the man sitting to my right, don't be concerned. Don't adjust your TV sets. If you are watching on TV, it is the same person. It's producer Lewis, but he's undergone what I can only call a drastic makeover. And I know we can only see from the waist up, but Lewis, this is a big change. And you went down to Jackson and Connor here in Northampton where we do the show, and you got a makeover. And we'll play clips from it later. The full video is already up on youtube.com/midweekpolitics. It's an incredible change that you've gone through. It's a transformation. You are like a phoenix rising.
Or like a butterfly.
It is. I mean,
out of the cocoon.
It's incredible. It's a complete change. And some of the outfits that you wore, we'll get to that a little later. Also, our website, I don't know what I can say about this at this point and what we're supposed to be saying, but I want to at least explain. If you visited our website sometime over the last, 4 to 6 days, you would have noticed a number of different things going on. Essentially, there was an attack on the website. It's the authorities, and I use that term very loosely, are looking into where it came from, but it does not seem to have been an accident that the website was down. If you look at our recent guest list, I won't mention any names, but it would be pretty easy to figure out when the problem started and who was on the show just prior to that. And the website was completely down for some time. It's back up. I won't mention what we've done, but hopefully this problem won't happen again. I don't know. Is there anything else we should say about this?
No, just a matter of time.
Until what?
Until it gets resolved.
Until we figure out fully what's going on. The website is up, and that's. I guess we'll go that far. By the way, check out the website if you haven't been on it recently. Midweekpolitics.com. Make sure you're getting the newsletter. All of that good stuff. The Arizona immigration law, and by the way, a lot coming up on the show today. But to start with, the Arizona immigration law. Have we seen the first murder as a result of the Arizona immigration law? And a lot of people asking, is this the start of something really awful? A Phoenix man was actually arrested the other day for shooting his neighbor. His name is Gary Thomas Kelly. He's 50 years old. He was booked into the Maricopa County Jail and charged with 1 count of murder, some other lesser charges. Officers went to the scene and found a 44-year-old man named Juan Varela wounded. He was transported to a local hospital where he died. Now, these two people lived 2 houses apart for years. They'd gotten into altercations over the years, and they reportedly were arguing again last week, during which Kelly used racial slurs towards Varela, who is Hispanic. A neighbor told the local news station that he heard a man yelling the racial slurs and asking the victim, "Do you want to die?" And maybe not in those words, maybe some other words. The argument went on. Varela's brother walked over and also kind of got into it. And Varela tried kicking Kelly, at which point Kelly pulled out a gun and shot the victim on the sidewalk. The officers obviously arrested Kelly. He was at his home. It appeared he had been drinking and he was intoxicated. No surprise there. Neighbors are actually saying, unprompted, they fear the shooting may have been a result of the debate over Arizona's new illegal immigration bill. A niece of the victim said her uncle was born and raised in the U.S., even though he did appear to be Hispanic and could easily be mistaken for an immigrant since, hey, if you're born to 2 Hispanic parents, it doesn't matter on what side of a border you were born, you're going to look the same way, right? So this may not be related to SB 1070, the new Arizona immigration law, but the fact that neighbors have brought up the immigration law angle unprovoked, to me, is concerning. Is it not?
Well, no surprise that there's going to be tension because of it, between people who differ on the subject.
And I'm not saying... yeah. Until we get more information, we won't speculate about whether the law caused this shooting. But the fact that it at least is involved, it's in the ether of what was going on surrounding this murder, is a huge concern. Now, here's something really odd, and stick with me on this because it's a simple thing, and I mentioned it to a few people, and they weren't following me on it, but I know our audience will. 3 years ago, immigrant bashers were claiming that illegal aliens killed around 9,000 people a year in the U.S. Okay? Now, they're claiming a different number. So we've seen for a while that those who love to bash illegal immigrants associate them with things like disease, remember the swine flu, Lou Dobbs fiasco, and crime. And they never seem to have a good grasp on the numbers. And here's an example. Ed Kowalski is of the 9/11 Families for a Secure America. He went on Fox News to claim that Arizonans faced an ungodly wave of violent crime because of these dirty illegal immigrants, as he put it. And here's a quote. He claimed illegal aliens killed 9,000 people a year. Okay, now he goes back on, or no, wait, do we have the clip of what he said before or what he said now? Now I'm getting mixed up. I think we have the clip. Let's play the clip. And here's what he had to say at one point on Fox News about the number of illegal immigrants that are committing crimes, murder against Americans.
25 Americans on average a day are killed by illegal aliens. Folks, I'm going to ask you to do the math. That works out to over 9,000 deaths per year.
Okay, that was in 2007, September 1st of 2007. He goes back on a couple of weeks ago. He says, and here's a quote, "As best as we can estimate, 2,200 Americans a year are murdered by criminal illegal aliens." That number is staggering. So there's two options here, and they're very clear. Option number one is that he's just making these numbers up, and they're based on information that is neither accurate nor collected in a reasonable way. Or option number two, which I assume he would not agree with, Ed Kowalski, is that we've been incredibly successful in reducing the number of crimes committed by illegal immigrants. If you believe Ed Kowalski from the 9/11 Families for a Secure America, that in 2007 there were 9,000 murders committed by illegal immigrants, and now in 2010 there were only 2,200, hey, we're doing incredibly well with illegal immigration. Are we not? We have dropped the number of murders by 76%. You know, for some reason, I don't think Kowalski would agree. I think he's just making numbers up.
I agree. You'd think we would have caught some wind of these statistics he's mentioning.
Right.
At some point.
And again, these are his numbers, right? I'm not bringing in anything other than Ed Kowalski's numbers. In 2007, 9,000 deaths as a result of illegal immigrants. And now only 2,200. It's amazing the job that is being done. It's amazing if you believe those numbers. I don't. Dramatic shift. Midweek Politics is brought to you in part by Jackson & Connor, classically modern men's apparel in Northampton, Massachusetts on the second floor of Thorne's Marketplace, and by DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at difdesign.com. To find out more about underwriting Midweek Politics, visit midweekpolitics.com.